I feel like if I needed anything, I could, like if he was right there next to me, I could ask him and he'd find a way. He's always asking me if I need anything, and if anytime I'm like, can I get anything? But he's like, no, you take care of yourself. He's very selfless. He's very caring. You can tell how much he does care about everyone. And just, he always has a smile on his face. One thing I always laugh is I can write anything, but he will find a way to twist it and give it that UNT excitement. And like I said, I call him like my UNT like Google. He knows a little more. He knows a lot more than I do. But we share a lot of good laughs on game day, and he really helps bring everything together. I'd be like, no, it's, one funny thing would be like, I'm like, it's Rondell Walker, and he's like, that's Dello. Like, he would let me know things before I even really got a chance to meet the team. But he's one that I feel like would do anything for anyone.
Thank you. Yeah, thank you. Thank y'all. Yes, sir.
He is selfless. The amount of time, I could not imagine the hours if we calculate it up over the past, I think it's been now almost 35 years he's been with us, how much time he has given to UNT.
You know, I just love, you know, he's so passionate in what he does and how unique he is for our sports programs. And then just like after games, you know, when we're dapping up all the fans and everything, he always, you know, making sure he's checking in on us. Always, you know, even like before games as well, like he'll just, you know, wants to say hello, how am I doing, you know, checking in on you. And I just feel like that's just a good man at heart, you know, checking in on everybody. And you know, he's just so creative at what he does, and he's so passionate about it. So yeah, he's very a good person to be around, especially at what he does at PA announcing.
I lost my wife in November of 2023, and she worked in athletics, so most of the time she was at the games, at the UNT games anyway, and she would accompany me to the Cowboy games, and she would accompany me to Austin or San Antonio whenever there was a state game. But if there was a time where she couldn't go, what she would always say is, do good. And so I take that with me. One of my sons called a little minute ago, and he follows that up. And if you know, he'll say, "Hey, pops, do good," and you know, just as a play off of you know what his mom would say. And so I take that with me, but I do those games I'm in a comfort zone. Am I working probably too much? Probably, you know, probably. But it was for me, it was relaxation. It was It was, I mentioned going to grief counseling as a whole on Wednesday night, but my grief counseling was Monday night, Tuesday night, in addition to Wednesday night, Thursday night, Friday night, Saturday, UNT, and Sunday Cowboys. That was my grief session because it allowed me to kind of get away and get out of my thoughts, you know, of my wife. It's a blessing. I've been blessed, and I love it. As long as I'm able to, that's what I want to do. Somewhere, you know, that's what I want to do. It just brings joy to me, and it's my comfort zone, if you will. You know. She drew Dak Prescott, well, not drew, but she drew like a jersey that said Prescott, a jersey that said Parsons, and a jersey that said Lamb. And then in between there was a jersey that said Robb, Cowboys. And because, you know, she knowing my affinity for the Cowboys and that I do the internal PA, she drew that, and I lost her, you know, right after Thanksgiving this year. So while that was here in my office back there, I took it to work. And so everybody that comes in said, hey, you're a big Cowboy fan. So then you know, that just opens the door. So I got to tell them. I got to tell them the story. So, believe it or not, Gabe, it's kind of a gratifying moment. It's kind of a sad note. And this came just recently. I think you were probably there for one of these. But when my mentor, Bill Mercer, passed away, this was a situation again where they said, hey, we're going to do a moment of silence. And I was notified ahead of time, and I said, okay, y'all, we'll have something ready. And Luke goes, oh yeah, we'll have something. I get there, they said, you know him and you could do it. So I did it. And I got through it. I was emotional, but I got through it. And then the same night or the next day, one of my friends, Greg Ruska, posted, because I often go Facebook Live when I'm doing the game. So he posted on my Facebook Live, he said, man, that was a touching moment to Bill, and you made me cry. You know? So that let me know that I touched some people, you know? There was a spot that I read year before last, and it was about my wife. And I had some of her co-workers mention to me that was beautiful, and she's always going to be in our hearts. And so that was gratifying to me. You know, it's some of the things that maybe away from the game itself, but if you could say something and it have an impact on someone. I remember when there was a terrorist strike attack, and I read something about a heinous attack that happened, and I remember Coach Villarreal, former athletic director Rick Villarreal, said, hey, you did a good job with that. You know, it's stuff like that that kind of just lets me know that outside of the game itself, outside of the 100 yards or outside the 94 feet, that you're reaching people. They hear you. When I have said things like doing communion or whatever, at the end of church, there's a contingency of folks that say, hey, we love it when you speak. Man, that makes me feel good, man. You know, I'm just doing what, you know, I guess everybody has a God-given talent, and whether I'm talented or not, that's what I've been given. And if it comes across and people love it, then I love it. And that makes me feel good. So it's not always in between the lines or on the court, but the impact of the words that I can sometimes state, that people hear and they grasp and they feel it, and then they let me know that they felt it, that they felt it. That makes me feel good.